Hi there. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about the differences between coil splitting and coil tapping in this video, and hopefully you don't get sick and tired of the sound of my voice. Anyways, we tend to use those two terms interchangeably, and they're actually different. What we're usually thinking of is when we have a humbucker pickup like this, you'd hit a button or a switch on your guitar and it would turn off one of the coils, so you're basically just running off one side of the humbucker, and it effectively turns that into a single coil pickup like this, like you'd find on this Strat. And that's coil splitting. So when you're doing that, that's coil splitting. Coil tapping is something a little bit different, and it's usually done on single coils. And most of us know that a pickup is just a magnet with a bunch of copper wire wrapped around it a few thousand times, I should say. And what happens is, as you add more windings to it, the sound will be thicker and fuller, and it'll be louder. And what else happens is you'll lose the high end of it. It'll sound a little duller or warmer, as they say. That kind of pickup is really good for jazz, and it's really good for distorted stuff. It'll have a nice, tight, punchy sound to it. What happens though is when you play it clean, it tends to sound a little more dull and lifeless when you play clean. And on the other end of the spectrum is when you have not enough windings, you'll have a nice, transparent, shimmery type of treble to it. Not much bass though. And what happens is when you try to put distortion through a pickup like that, you'll tend to get ice pick, shrill, high-end sound, and it just sounds loose. So anyways, getting around to what a tap is as they're winding this wire around, they'll pause partway through, and they'll attach another wire there, but they'll keep winding. And then when they get to the end of however many winds they want, they attach another wire. So you would have 3 instead of 2 wires coming out, and one is that partial tapped wire. So what you would the way you'd wire that up to a guitar is you take your ground wire the way you'd normally just ground it to the ground inside there, and the other 2 wires, I don't have 3 here, so let's just pretend these are the 2 wires. You'd hook them up to a switch, and you'd put one wire on one side of the switch, one wire on the other, and then the middle one you would run to your volume control. And as you move the switch back and forth, you would either effectively be hooking this one into your volume or that one to your volume. And that's the way to switch. That's how you would switch back and forth. I took it a step further and actually wired up this middle, what used to be my tone control, and I turned it into a blend control. And it's almost the same concept. You just take, this is what those things look like inside. And it has 3 lugs on it here that you can see. Maybe if I can. Anyways, there's 3 different lugs here. Yeah, so you'd solder one here and then one here, and the middle one you would go to your the volume control here. And what that lets you do is when you're hard left or hard right, you have one or the other, and as you move it, you can almost blend in, and you can get a lot more variation that way. So this is the Seymour Duncan SSL-5, which is David Gilmour's a pickup he designed for them a long time ago. And they make 2 versions of this. They make the regular one, and they make a tapped version. Now, Seymour Duncan, I think, will make a tapped version of any of their pickups for an extra price. But there's some that they regularly do with a tapped version. And it's usually the higher output ones like this. This one rates at about 12.9 K, which is just a way of describing how much output it has. The higher the number, the more output. It's not exactly, but it's a rough estimate of how hot the pickup is. So anyways, about 12.9, and the tapped wire in the middle is about 6.6 K, which is more in tune with what these 2 pickups would be. They'd be around that 6 range. That's normal for a Strat pickup. So in that sense, when you're playing the tapped one, it would be more of a better match of a standard Strat kind of pickup. So I'll turn that on and let you hear a bit. Now it's kind of late at night here, so I can't turn things up really loud, and I'm sure musically I'm really going to suck. But anyways, this is the way the pickup would normally come. Full output. So now I'll turn it all the way to the other end, which would be a tapped version. Now that probably sounds more like the other pickup, so I'll flip it to the middle pickup here. And the front pickup. And the two of them together. So you get that nice stratty sound. And then when I hook it all the way the other way to make it a full the full output. So hopefully YouTube with their compression you can hear that that difference there. And then I'll put it all the way to the full output. Okay, now I'll put it all the way to the pickup, the back pickup on its own. And then I'll tap it. Full output. And roll it over slowly to the tap. Tapped. Full output. Okay, so hopefully you can hear some of the differences there. Now what I'll do is I'll go over there and turn on a bit of this distortion. Okay, so I've turned on a bit of distortion. I'm playing just on the back pickup. And this is a full output. Now this is tapped. Okay, hopefully you can hear that difference there. Tapped. And full. Okay, so you can kind of hear the difference there, hopefully. And tapped. So you can hear the tapped one sounds a lot brighter and less focused, I find, than. I'm a little tired right now, so that probably was really bad playing. Anyways, hopefully that gives you the idea, a general idea. And just for those of you out there that are kind of new to pickups, there's, just to confuse the issue, they also make single coil pickups that are actually mini humbuckers. So basically this fits into a slot for a single coil, but it's actually two coils side by side, just like this. They're just smaller coils. Now, once again, that's not the same thing. When you're tapping one of these, you're doing the same thing as you'd be doing as if you had one of these. It's not the same thing as what they're doing with one of these. And I think I said the wrong term. I meant splitting, not tapping, if that's what I said. So anyways, that's just a quick explanation of the mini humbuckers. They work the same way as a full-size humbucker. And that's it. I think I'm going to go to bed. Thank you. Bye.